Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Chronicles of Choices. Oh, Boju, yes or no? This podcast speaks to our decision-making process that leads to the choices that we make. It's all about what we relinquish for what we have and the impact of such choices. It also touches the choices that other people make on our behalf and the choices we make on behalf of others and the impact of such choices. Whether we make the choices ourselves, whether we make these choices on behalf of other people, whether other people make these choices on our behalf. The question is, what is the impact? I am Dr. Tiffany Oloke, also known as Dr. T. Follow me as we tea and listen together. Thank you. Hello and welcome to Season 1, Episode 5. Today we will be talking about the unchosen relatives. Your unchosen relatives are probably your uncles, your aunties, your nephews, nieces, cousins, and so on and so forth. Anyone that has a bloodline with you or your parents, they could also be referred to as extended family. Have you ever wondered why some of your unchosen relatives are part of you? Have you ever wondered how important it is to build relationship with your uncles, with your aunties, with your nephews, with your nieces, with your cousins, first and second cousin? The how I wish that my uncle is different. The how I wish my auntie is different. The how I wish my nephews and nieces are just different. I am happy I have them, but you know what? They could behave better. They could look better. How does my uncle behave like that? My uncle is so annoying. Anytime he comes to this house, he wants to have a say. Can he just keep quiet when my parents are talking? Can he stop asking me about my academics? Can he stop telling me that I'm always on my video games? Can my auntie just stop telling me that I don't eat well? Why is that my auntie talking about my makeup like that? Oh my God, she needs to stay in our house. My aunt is so complicated. Why does my nephews and my niece behave like that? I need to let my sister know because they are so unruly right now. Why can't my cousin and I just get along very well? Haha, probably they are thinking the same about you. But guess what? This cousin get along so well with Z, but my cousin is not getting along well with me. Why does my uncle look like that? Oh my God, I'm not proud of his look. The other day he wanted to come to my basketball game or my baseball game. I just gave him a wrong time because I don't want him. Oh, my unchosen relatives are just too bubbly. Can they incorporate some seriousness at all? Oh no, now let's step back. My unchosen relatives, they are too serious. I wish they can play more. Now, slow down. Press the brakes on your thought and all your questions. Because the good news is that there is no perfect relative. Variations in personality, in attitude, in behavior of our unchosen relatives is inevitable. I bet your uncles and your aunts are having the same opinion about you. Someone else is craving for your relative to be theirs, either because they don't have any, either because they don't know where they are, either because yours just seem to be better than what they currently have. Your unchosen relatives are the best relative you can ever have. And as I love to tell my story, right? I love to share my story. My family, The extended unchosen family is actually spread across the globe. We are all over the place. Once in a while, I get intentional with building relationships with them, either by calling them on their birthdays, which is a special one, Christmas time, Easter period, any holiday, any celebration in the family. I try to give them a call. Did I do that consistently? No. Why do I choose to do that? Because they are my family. They were once part of my growing up. They were once part of my training, because I remember growing up, there were many of my uncles and aunties that lived with us. Chai, opoju, the beating, the chastising, they were blustering. But as I look back now, I could pinpoint that it was love. It was part of that adage that somebody gives birth to a child, but this child is raised by the entire village. Did they love me then? Yes. Did they love me now? Yeah. Personally, I love togetherness. I love love. I love when family is knitted together. So I embrace them. My unchosen relatives are not perfect, just like I am not perfect, but I choose to embrace them. Did I tell you the story about my nephews and my nieces? Oh my God. I have the best nephews and nieces in the world. Do I tell them that every time? Yes. Did I at times tell them the opposite when they behave contrary? Yes. Am I the best aunt ever? Yes. Or let me say 90%. Do I become, I don't really like auntie? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe so. And same thing works for my children. As they build a relationship with their uncles, their aunties, extended families, so to speak, in general. And as I round up, I would just like to tell you things that worked for me and is still working for me. When it comes to your unchosen extended family or relatives, you have the privilege of staying in touch with your unchosen relatives, and you have to take advantage of that. You do. I'm not going to ask you, do you have the privilege? If you have the privilege, yes, you do. You do have the privilege of staying in touch with your unchosen relatives. And I'm going to ask you, take advantage of that. If you have the ability to put a smile on their faces by texting them, by calling them, please do. If you have the opportunity to reminisce with them the good and the bad times, please do so. I do that a lot. I look into some of my auntie's eyes and I'm like, Auntie, you were mean growing up. And they explain it's all about love. If you can send them gifts on their birthdays, please do so. The bottom line is embrace your unchosen relatives. Create an atmosphere of peace and togetherness. Your unchosen relatives will always be in your lineage, whether you like it or not. Whether you make them visible or you make them invisible, they are still part of your life. Relating with them in such a way that you will be happy is very important. You might have a lot of friends. You might have a lot of professional friends, spiritual friends, neighbors, and all that. But your unchosen relative are yours. And I would like to say, just be kind to your unchosen relatives and love them regardless. From the Chronicles of Choices, Opoju, yes or no? Be the paladin of your decisions through your choices. Be the paladin of your story. and be the paladin of your life. Till another tea and listen with Dr. T. Just be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and love regardless.